Hi guys, welcome back to the SRU Campus Rec YouTube channel. This is Alex. So for today's session, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on shoulders and also the arms. So to start off with the active warm-up, we're going to first go down and do 8 push-ups. Doing this just helps with warming up not only the shoulders but also a bit of the chest and the triceps as well. So when we're doing these, just making sure that we're bringing our chest down as far as we can, possibly to the ground, making sure to also exhale as we're pressing up and also engage the core too. So from here then, what we're going into is something called a shoulder pass-through. So to start off with, you'll notice I'm just doing it just with my hands itself, but you can also use, if you need, a long, like a yardstick, a broom handle, or as you'll notice here soon, I'm going to use a band. So what you're doing is you're just pulling your arms back over top of your head, pulling the shoulder blades together in order to activate the shoulders and just get some blood flowing into that area. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a shoulder rolls. So again, like how we did this last week, we're trying to open up the chest and also open up the back as much as we can by rolling the shoulders, which is also going to help with activating a bit of the shoulder girdle, back into the scapula and also into that clavicle joint region. So again, with these, you kind of want to do them in a controlled manner, a slow and controlled manner, and go as far back as we can when we're pulling back and as far forward as we can when we're moving forwards. So the next exercise that we're going to then go and do is a palm twist. So as you see here, I have my, in this case, right hand was facing towards you, the palm was, and my left hand, the back of my hand was showing. As you see here, I'm just twisting at the arm. This is going to help with not only activating the shoulders, but it's also going to help with generally getting blood flowing to all the different regions of the delts. So you're going to be mostly feeling this along about the lateral side of the delts, but also you'll be activating the front and rear delts as well. So to then finish up the active warm-up, we're then going to do a set of 10 wall rides. So again, when we're doing this, we're trying to keep our arms as snug as we can to the wall, and we're just kind of pulling the arms up so that way our hands end up over top of our head. So along with this, though, as I didn't mention earlier, all aside from the push-ups were just for a set of 10. So alright, so moving into the static portion of the stretching, we're going to start off with doing a upper trap stretch. So in doing this, as you can see, I have my right hand on the left side of my head, and I'm just slowly pulling it to the right side of my body. So doing so, you'll feel this not only along the traps and along the neck, but it'll also help with stretching out a bit of that upper part of the shoulders. Upper part of the delts, right where they insert. So again, from here, switching hands. For all these stretches today, it's all going to be for 30 seconds. But if you need to go for longer, you can, up till about a minute for each stretch. And again, we're going to the point of mild discomfort, not pain. That way we're not overstretching the muscles and possibly causing damage to those tendons and ligaments in there. So Along with this too, we're not trying to like overly pull on the neck. It's more of just a passive hold. So next thing we're going to do is it's a chest wall stretch. So as you can see here, I have my elbow this time in a 90-degree angle up against the wall. My palm also pressed into the wall as well, and then I'm just slowly kind of pressing my weight forward to not only stretch out a bit of the chest, but also hit the front delt region. So along with this though is you want to keep a straight back when you're doing this, and you don't want to be overly pressing your weight forward to the point where you feel like the shoulder itself is in a very compromised position and it's almost painful. So again, just kind of holding it for 30 seconds, going as deep as we can into that stretch. Also focusing on our breathing. As I'll always say, it's about a slow inhale, about 4 seconds, and then you want to do a slow, deep exhale for about 6 seconds, just to allow yourself to get a bit more into the stretch and kind of feel it more. So next thing what we're going to do is we're going to do a fingertip touch. In doing this, we're also stretching out the front delts, and we'll also be stretching out a bit of the triceps as well. So for this one, you're going to feel a lot more if you also make sure that your back itself is straight, and you almost kind of want to use your back to kind of be pressing that bottom arm kind of out more. It sounds weird, but if you do it as a more kind of active stretch versus passively just kind of having your arms kind of hang there, you actually kind of are trying to stretch out more of that shoulder, you'll definitely feel a difference in that stretch. So all right, so the next stretch that we're going to do, it's a ragdoll stretch. So as you can see here, I'm flexing at the hips, my arms are crossed, and I'm just kind of letting my arms kind of just dangle out in front of me. I should mention here though, the arms itself, as you notice now, they should be more closer to the head. However, if you don't have great shoulder mobility, it's only kind of leave them hanging to the point where it's not going to be extremely uncomfortable for you. So for the next stretch, what we're going to do is going to just do a crossbody neck oriented stretch. So in this case, I'm wrapping my arm, in this case my right arm, around my neck, and I'm using my left arm to kind of push at the elbow backwards to kind of stretch out a bit of the rear delts. So all right, so the next stretch that we're going to do is that table or lat stretch. So with this, I have both my arms out in front of my head. They're resting against the desk or table. If you really need to, you can also use the chair. And I'm kind of slowly pressing my weight downwards, kind of right at that, right in my scapular region. Because in doing so, you're going to feel it more in your lats and also into your rear delts. So Alright, so the next one, now we're moving into a bit of the arms now. So we're going to be doing a overhead tricep stretch variation where instead of kind of pressing down on the elbow like you normally would for an overhead tricep stretch, is I'm instead kind of pulling or kind of pressing back at my elbow to get a stretch on that tricep. If you want to try it at home, you can kind of see if you notice a difference as having the arm, as you can see now, having my hand positioned for the arm pressing down back behind my head, kind of pressing down, or you have the arm out in front of you and you're kind of almost pressing the arm backwards more. So again, we're going just to the point of mild discomfort and going to the point of not pain. So alright, so the next stretch that we're going to do is a towel pull. If you have a resistance band or a towel or even just an old shirt you don't care about, you can use that here. So with this itself, I'm using my bottom arm, in this case which is my left one, to kind of pull down on the band or a towel if you have one, and that upper arm, in this case my right arm, it's kind of just allowing the stretch itself to occur. I'm not kind of giving a resistance to that stretch, if that makes sense. I'm instead more or less focusing on just allowing the elbow to flex and just allow it to be pulled downwards. So alright, so the next stretch that we're going to do is more or less focused on the biceps. So in this case, it's kind of a behind the back shoulder or behind the back chest stretch, but instead I don't have my hands kind of clasped together. Rather, they're separated, and in doing so, you're going to feel this stretch more along the biceps, as long as you're not overly flexing forwards at the shoulders or even at the hips. So alright, so to finish up for today, we have a chest opener. So as you see, you want to be sitting down for this one, fully extended out at the legs. In this case, my arms are back behind me, fully extended outwards and also locked out. So when you're doing this, you want to kind of focus on almost pulling your shoulder blades together, just as you would assume to open up the chest, but also you want to be kind of pressing your weight a bit forwards, almost at the hips, in order to kind of get that stretch back into that bicep as well. So just like to say thanks for watching. If you guys have any comments, go ahead and leave them down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next week.